I'm Jewel from i4 Games, and we're presenting Aloft as a submission to BFIG. This is a 4X game for 2 to 5 players. One of the things that makes it different is it's a lighter 4X, so many of these sort of games take multiple hours. This can be played in just 1 hour. Now, the setting for Aloft is a mythical fantasy where humanity has moved above the clouds. You're sky captains, exploring, collecting resources, buying gear, building ships, and building your reputation. And you can also attack other people's ships. Now, some of the resources you can get are things like dragon's breath, canvas, glass, metal, and wood, and you spend it on gear that can be weapons like harpoon guns or useful tools like a bottled tornado. And you can also spend resources to build different kinds of ships with different abilities. Some can explore further, some can gather more resources, some have stronger attacks, and things like that. And now we're going to go into more detail on the turns.
So to start off, your goal is to get to 6 renown. How you get renown is that each of your ships is worth 1 renown each. Okay, let's go over an example turn or two. Let's start off with the blue player's turn. The blue player has a starting ship and a destroyer. At the start of your turn, you call a number from 1 through 5. The board is filled with a lot of spaces with numbers 1 through 5. Let's say blue picks the number 2. Anything that has a number 2 on top of it will produce goods. And if your ships have a forage value of at least 1, they will get those goods. Blue called 2, he's going to get his starting ship as a forage value of 1, so he's going to get an orange and a blue. However, the destroyer does not have a forage value, so he doesn't get any more resources. The white player, however, is next to a yellow 2, and so will get a yellow. Now that he's called out the number and has gotten the resources, blue gets to take a turn for each ship. And the way that goes is that each ship can move and take actions. The movement can happen before or after the actions, but cannot happen during. So let's start off with the destroyer. Now, the destroyer is not on the edge of the board currently, so he can't really explore. He's not going to explore this turn. He also is not able to build. So instead, the destroyer is going to go attack. So he did his movement. Now, the way you attack is you look at the attack and defense value for the 2 ships. In this case, it's attack 2, defense 3, which means my attack would not go through. However, the destroyer has an ability that I could activate to increase the attack, or I could discard a card that increases my attack, which means it gets destroyed and put back into his stash. And that's all I'm going to do with the destroyer. Now let's take a look at the starting ship. Starting ship's in a pretty good location. We'll collect on 2s and 4s, so we're not going to move it. Instead, we're going to use it to build a new ship. So he's going to spend the blue and orange he gained, as well as the blue he had before, to build an explorer. And that's blue's turn. So now we're going to go on to pink's turn. Pink is going to call out 3. So pink gets a purple and a yellow for the miner, and also a yellow for the starting ship. White is also next to 3 with 2 ships that mine, so we'll get 2 oranges. Now, pink really likes cards, so pink's going to go ahead and buy a card. He's going to spend a blue and a yellow to buy a forage card. For future turns, could potentially discard that card for its ability. Pink doesn't have good resources for building anything anymore, so he's going to go exploring. He's going to move 2 with his starting ship, and then to explore you spend 1 resource. You flip over the top hex, you put it where you were exploring, and then you take a number and you place it on top. Of course, I now have revealed that there's a place that produces orange here on a 5. But I still have some resources left, so I think I'm going to spend the orange I already had to explore again. In this case, it's a merchant. Now that merchant is now usable to exchange your goods, if you so desired. But that's going to be it for the details of the turn.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this and consider us. We hope to see you there.